that down a little bit. Hagen, what's going on? How goes it? Hagen, Hagani, Hagani 3, Hagen. I'm assuming Hagen's probably the most accurate pronunciation. How's it going? For anybody here, let me know if the music is too loud or if I'm too loud or vice versa. Or rather, if I'm too quiet or vice versa. Hard day. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm really sorry to hear that. I hope your evening can be relaxing and you can recuperate and get ready for your next day. Tutorials on Next.js. Nice, dude. Nice. Well, welcome to I'm chilling. Welcome to the chill stream. I won't be talking much. I just ate a big lunch. I'm tired. So feel free to hang out. Have me open in the background if you want. Listen to some music. I really hope your next coming days are much better than today. stuck with my projects. Really don't know what should I create. I spent all day looking for some ideas. Okay, okay. I've been there before. uh, I don't know. Have you been challenging yourself recently? I'm coming up with ideas, and when I think of an idea for a project, it used to be just like, okay, let me Google search good C programming projects or Python or JavaScript or whatever. Um, Now I really think of not really like that. I think of something that's going to really challenge me to learn a bunch of new shit. So, for example, this one is going to be a banking app, and I know there's nothing on screen right now. I'm kind of doing research on the other monitor, but it's going to be a banking app. It's got user authentication, user registration. That information goes to the back end, So I'm using it. I'm doing it in React and with TypeScript, and I'm learning this all right now. So I think if you challenge yourself, like it may make you better and happier to do that tasking. So challenge yourself. Find something complex to do. There's going to be a guide on it. Somebody's going to be able to help you with it somewhere. So I hope you find the project that you want to do, though. Create a grammar corrector in JavaScript. That's an interesting idea. Oh, yeah. Cry's ball. Cry? I'm going to call you Cry. I'm not going to. Chris? Cry. We'll call you Cry. Thank you for the follow. I saw that when I loaded up my application here, my little software. Thank you. A few hours ago, you followed me. I don't know. Have I seen you in somebody else's chat at all? Maybe Code Fork or Vimic, Arth Vader, Jesus. Have I seen you in somebody's chat before? Welcome, by the way. Thanks for stopping in. We're chilling today. Cold Fork stream? Okay, nice, nice, nice. Noel's cool people, dude. I like Noel. Cool dude. Um, I wanted to work on my application here. I'm doing a little research on like Auth 0 or something. So that's why there's nothing on the screen. I'm doing it on my other monitor. So feel free to hang out. I won't be talking too much, unless y'all ask a question or some shit. Feel free to chill with me. Welcome. We're cozy, baby. We're cozy. Okay, so I'm trying to think of a way. The sign up information gets stored in the database. Um, I'm trying to think of a way to confirm that that information is correct. Tables user. So user information gets stored. The first name, last name, password, email, and the date that that member's account was created, as well as an ID. I actually might need to make something like an ID number or an account number as well. Um, but I want to find a way for the user. So that's the sign up information that gets stored in a not Mongo, MySQL. Um, I'm looking for a way that when a user wants to log in, basically we make that request to see. I guess it would be like a GET request to see if that information is accurate in the database for that particular email or username, whatever I'm doing. I don't even know what I'm doing here. Start the server up. Y'all like the music? If you guys are still here, how's the music sound? Vibing with it? Chilling out? Yeah, email. So email and password. Curious how I would go about doing this. I can use this auth O thing, auth 0. Hey, we got a follow. Let's check it out, dog. Who follow me? Cry's ball follow. Thank you, Cry. Code 4, what's up, dog? Yo, yo. Welcome, welcome. How you doing? Uh, Cry is in here too. Came from the. He gave me a follow. They gave me a follow from your chat, so appreciate it. Chilling. Same, dog. I'm cozy. I'm kind of. I'm just chilling. You know what I mean? Got some cool music going. I hope y'all can. Oh, by the way, can y'all hear the music at all? Like, how does it sound? Are the levels good? Light those count. Hey, hey, got it right here, dog. Don't even worry about it. Woo, lavender. Get the vibes going. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Um. So I'm currently trying to find a way. So I think I mentioned to you earlier, but I have it to where I get data to be stored in my SQL database. Password password gets hashed out, stores that email, and now there's no way that anybody else can use this email, or technically this one either. But um, so I have to figure out a way to say like, hold on, let me close this, to where it just checks that data and then it allows the user to log in. Authenticates that data, I guess. So I'm looking at auth0 right now. Maybe there's an easy way to do this. Let's see. Hmm. We shall see. Yeah, I'm Ubuntu. You'll have to define the what logged in means. So, or right now, it really wouldn't be anything. Logged in is going to be. What's up, Arth? By the way, welcome. Appreciate you stopping by. Logged in is going to be um, when once the user enters that information on the login screen, their instance of an account would load with all their information in it. Specific for them. I'm feeling the setup. Yeah, dude. Programming on Ubuntu, which is super clean. You know, switch between my workspaces really quickly and whatnot, and it's I love it. Streaming and gaming and everything else on Windows, it's cool. I don't have my laptop down here, but that runs on Linux as well. Um, yeah, so that's what I mean, Arth. So I'm just trying to figure out auth0 integrate auth0 into your application. Spa. Oh, I have some keys I have to store. Also React SDK, add login to your application, add logout to your okay. The first step there will probably be to get the values from somehow. Right. Is there a way? So I'm using. Why is that name look for LJ? LJ, you haven't? I haven't seen that name in a year. How you doing? Welcome. Arth. So would so you're saying store the login into my database as well. So right now we're currently storing in the sign up information. Um, as you can see, it's kind of here in MySQL. Not necessarily to the database. Okay, I'm listening. You have my attention. I'm doing good. You, LJ, I'm doing great. It's I'm just chilling. Nothing really crazy going on. Happy to see your name in the chat again. It's been a long time. How's the YouTube going? I haven't made an actual like worked on a YouTube video, a legitimate one in months. Uh, so not really great. Not really great. I've kind of picked up a new hobby, you can say, and YouTube has kind of taken the back seat for now. Who knows? Maybe I'll go back to it. I still have the channel up. You can store them in JS and do stuff there, or you can get the values from. Don't use Git. A post request. And then at some point, so what I could do is like, well, post. Are you? You're 100% certain I shouldn't use Git, Arth? I mean, I'd make a post request and do something like if if this username and password or email and password, not for credentials, they'll appear in. Oh, okay. Post. So it's gonna work as, so I make a post request. But my thing is, how would I specify like, hey, SQL, MySQL, if this person's email and username match, allow them to move next, like forward. This is a very complicated thing. I want to figure it out. Hmm. Probably be to get the values from input from the form inputs and store them somehow. Look into how to get post data. Uh, looks like TS. Yeah. Trying to learn some TypeScript while I'm doing all of this. I'm learning React, TypeScript, MySQL, SQL in general, but MySQL, type ORM. Everything in this project is new to me except for the CSS. uh, Look into how to get post data or form values in JavaScript, and then how to make SQL queries. Okay. Do that. I can send you links on good tutorials. Auth is not trivial, especially if implementing form. Yeah, I created the form. Yeah, if you want to send me in disk in like a DM or something, Noel, you can feel free, bro. I'll take a look. Also try to Google some of this too. Yeah, CodeFork is right. There will be a lot of learning points along the way here. Yeah, I believe it, and I'm down with that. I don't have a. Y'all should probably know I don't have a problem with learning shit. It can be a pain, but whatever. Hey, I hope y'all are having a fantastic Friday, man. Everybody, wherever you are. You're poor at SQL queries. Hey, I guess that makes two of us, dude. I don't know what the fuck is going on. Jesus, his name is Michael, in my Discord helped. I avoid them at work so I don't have to do analysis stuff. It'd be like that, dog. Codefork, if you whenever you send those, let me know if you're gonna do it now. If not, I'll check it out later. I can just Google this shit. Okay, so login, auth, MySQL. Sometimes I do. Yeah, man. I practice. You practice just creating login systems for a week. Yeah, I'm down, dude. Arth, I whenever you're free, even if it's for like an hour or some shit, probably like not an hour. Let's hop in the call, man. Let's politic a little bit if you're down. Whenever you're free, let me know. I don't want to keep asking you and shit. You let me know, and then we can do it. This is all PHP shit. What's going on here? Password authentication with Node. Been signed at work, so not much free time. Yeah, you're good, dude. No worries. Just planting the seed so it's fresh in your mind. You know what I'm saying? Uh, sit on MySQL. I already did that. Created the table. Create a new systems user table. Stores. I already did that as well. Okay, this might be good. I'm going to put this up on so y'all can see it too. Yeah, for sure, bro. We'll get there eventually. Let me pull this up on screen. Y'all can read along with me. If I can just display capture. There you go. Oh wait, is this MariaDB? Oh. Create a central class that handles phone tables. Connect calls within core array and create new users, verifying user accounts. This is the step we're trying to basically get to. I guess these two. I love me some jazzy beats, man. Okay. What am I trying to make? So yeah, I'm building a banking app that will allow users to sign up and log in and have fake account information. It's not going to be like real unless you put your real name and email in there, but the money's all fake. Um, or the money will all be fake. There won't be an actual like deposit, and I'm not gonna, I can't do that. So, just kind of simulating a banking app. So we're just right now. I finished some sign up stuff. So basically, somebody has to do. Um, you have to enter a password and username specifically, otherwise you'll get thrown an error. Um, Not username. I'm sorry. Email, password, name, and once you press submit, that information gets stored inside of this database. For example, here are some examples I did. Johnny Doe. This is his hashed password, the email that I put in there, and the time that they became a member. I misspelled member, but we don't talk about that. So now the next step is to take that data and say, okay, you created an account, or this person does have an account. Let's confirm that. Introduction to cookies here. I appreciate it, Doc. Pause that. Oh, Fireship. I love Fireship. I don't really watch his. I watch his like his programming videos and like what's next for 2022 or 2023 and shit like that. But I like he explains things pretty well for me. But yeah, so we're trying to make a banking app, LJ, and I know it looks ugly now, but my main thing is getting this functionality down first. Um, so we're making progress. We're almost there, kinda, kinda. Let's check out this video. I'm gonna pause the music. Need to neat, but I'm gonna head out. Gotta go get food. All right. Hey, take it easy. Glad to see your name in the chat again. It's been a while. So yeah, peace. I'm gonna pause the music. What's Fireship got to say?
There are two main ways to get the job done, sessions and tokens. The traditional approach on the web is cookie-based server-side sessions. The process begins.
What is a stack? React, uh, Express, MySQL, I guess TypeScript, type ORM, and yeah, I was gonna do this with Python, for the backend, but decided against it because fuck that. I didn't want to relearn Python and then learn some other shit with it. I was like, you know what? Let's try something new. Uh, and then maybe on the next project I'll use Python.
With a user filling out their username and password and then submitting it to a server, which then validates it, creates a session in the database, then responds with a session ID. The session ID will be saved in the browser's cookie jar, which is a place in the browser to save key value pairs that will be sent back to the server on each subsequent request. It can then respond back with content designed for the currently logged in user. In other words, we have a stateful session between the front-end client and back-end server. This approach works great, but there are some drawbacks.
Login, stores session, response session ID, saves that cookie, requests the cookie, checks the session, and response. So the user tries to log in, the backend stores that session, It creates a session ID, sends the response. That response is saved as the cookie. That's where the cookie comes from, is the response from this backend, database or server or whatever. Correct me if I'm wrong, if anybody knows. That's how I'm reading this, correct? Okay. Um, the browser then requests sends a request with a cookie, not the cookie, but with a cookie. Coding friend, hey, welcome, first time chat. Welcome, welcome. And thank you. I am correct. All right. I'm learning a lot here, so then the cookie is sent with all the following requests. With all following requests. So the user logs in. Backend says, hey, here's a session ID. Browser stores that ID, session ID, as a cookie. Sends back a request with that cookie. So this checks I think what's confusing me, or what's the last two steps, I guess you could say, check session and this response going back to the client or browser. Actually, is it confusing me? Maybe I'm not even thinking about it hard enough. The cookie is just the session ID to look for the stored session in the backend. I can hop in a call with you if you want. Feel free, bro. It's all good. Okay. Every time you send a every time you send a request, the cookie checks. If it does, that's a request from a logged in user. Okay. Every time you send a request, the server checks if the request contains a session cookie. Okay. So for my login to work, I would have to have users would the browser have the cookie, or you also let me see if Noel wants to hop in the call. Hey, code for it. I'm in my Discord in the gaming chat channel, the gaming room chat voice thing. If you want to hop in there, cookie the browser. Yes. Okay. Thank you, all three of you guys. Okay. Interesting. I will continue. Sorry, you got this guy. Coding friend. That's one hell of a name. I'm not gonna lie. It's very comforting and makes me feel safe. Can I jump in too? Um, yeah, you can. Let's see. For anyone who wants to join the Discord, I don't know if you are in my server. Um, invite people. Here is a link for anyone who wants to join. Any developer, if you'd like, feel free. You need to bring candles. Yeah, you need everybody to join the Discord. You have to have your candle lit, and it has to be nice and cozy in your environment. Um, love watching, learning. I used to teach this stuff. Nice. Well, welcome to the stream, coding friend. All input is really appreciated. I don't mind. I don't think about like backseat coding and backseat gaming, all that shit. Like, it is what it is. If you have knowledge, I'd love to hear about it. I always ask questions of people. I'm very new to this. I've been programming for only like 7, 8 months. So, and I'm this whole project is new to me. Hold on one second. Yo, yo.
Yo, yeah, I think. Hold up, my audio is coming out the wrong, coming out the wrong end.
Yeah.
Devices.
like your user or your, I don't know, email, your password. Verifies that it is you, and then, okay, it says, right, I'm going to create a session, this information of related to your user, and I'm going to give you this ID that lets me get back that information, right?
Okay.
Right. So then with that ID, you send it every time. That's the cookie.
Okay.
So that it can update the session.
Right. Okay.
The other one is the tokens.
Yeah, I hear you guys now. Cool. What's up,
Like the
Chris?
most stuff.
Go ahead, man. Hello?
Okay. So the other one is tokens. There
Mhm.
are multiple ways tokens are done, but in web, like lately, the most popular one is W. Oh wait, JWT tokens. Okay.
Mhm.
Um, which are basically like you have a payload and a signature.
Mhm.
They are related, right? But the signature, only the server can generate it. Like only the server knows the secret to generate that signature. So you can get what information is in the session. So you can like work and check the information in the front end without having to ask for to the backend every time.
Mhm.
But the major thing is you cannot modify that information because then it doesn't match the signature, right?
So once it's made, it has to stay that way?
Yeah, exactly.
Uh,
Or
Okay.
you have to regenerate the whole token.
Okay. Um, is there a anybody in the chat either? Is there a um plus side to doing one other like doing a using cookies rather than tokens? Is one better than the other, or is one more industry standard or anything like that?
Depends on what you're trying to do. Like the main thing is when you're doing sessions, like normal sessions, you have to remember that they are stored in the server, meaning that the server has to do extra work to store that and to look for the information every time you do a request,
Okay. Oh
right?
boy.
So it will be heavier on the server. Tokens, on the other hand, are usually heavier on the user, right?
Mhm. Okay.
Because like every if you want to like check if something can be done, like you can do it in both sides, but you have to implement it in the front end too, because you cannot rely on the back end because you don't need to. The backend doesn't have the information. Actually, the backend forgets every time it sends you a token.
Mhm.
Well, not always, but like one way of doing is that the backend doesn't remember the original token. It only knows the secret to check that the signature is right.
Mhm. Okay.
So you have to usually implement, okay, let me check if the role is right on the front end. Let me check if the, okay.
Okay. It makes a little bit of sense to me. Um, so I have to create even for this login step here, I have to create 1 second, a session, right? I have to create that session first, and then that session will okay. So create a session is basically my first step here, or some type of session creation. I don't know what the term would be.
Yeah, like an account model. I don't know how to say it, or a user model that has all the information that you will use either in the front or the back.
So how would I go about creating this then? Is there like a particular um, package that I need or something to install to start this, or is it just something I don't know?
What were you using for the server?
Express.
Press. Ah, okay. There's a couple of packages for JWT and sessions. I don't remember. I don't think I have done ever sessions in. So yeah, if you're gonna do actual like cookie sessions, no, I cannot help you.
Okay. I mean, you're explaining it a little bit between the difference between the two definitely helped a little bit as well. So,
By
Code,
the
what do
way,
you?
this is kind of
Hmm.
sorry.
I was gonna say, Code, what do you use for this? Like,
Well, I use so like the way I kind of learned it was I kind of went through I learned like see like the cooking session route. So I learned what's what is a cookie, right? What's
hmm
the purpose of a cookie? What is it? It's a session, right? Because like what you have now is kind of like the first step of like authentication, right? Where you have a form, right? You put in your username or email like you have right now, and then you put in your password, right?
hmm
Now what the session and cookies do is now persist your login status,
hmm
right? So right now you have it where okay, you can log in, right? But um no, your login status though isn't like persisting, right? Um, and and also too, you need a way of you know um like safeguarding like certain pages of your site,
right,
right?
yeah.
So
So like account
Mm,
right now, first the account page
hmm,
essentially anybody like you could just go to I could just go to it right just account uh and then it's there. So I want this to be locked behind essentially that login and that information on the I don't know if y'all still have a stream open, but on the left hand side I have like account number and some stuff like that, checking and savings account information. I want this page to essentially be locked and unreachable until somebody has logged in. So I guess this going this route with like the cookies is how I would do that as well, or tokens, cookies or tokens.
Um, yeah, but you do that with what's the name of that middleware? Like run a function that runs before you actually do the usual function of the page that checks for permissions, and if you don't have the permissions, either it throws a de facto view or oh, well, it depends. Are you doing APIs or are you doing like server side rendering?
Um, I guess I would be using an API that.
Oh yeah, yes, sure. So like basically like throws a default error message saying okay, you don't have authorization for this.
hmm
And what code said, that's major. That's a major difference. I've heard. Cookies are automatic. Like you do a login with normal sessions, you don't have to do anything. Like the browser automatically remembers the session. You do token things, you have in the JavaScript to store that token because there is no default behavior that will store it for you. You have to
Okay.
send it every time to the header,
Yeah.
and that's on you. Like you have to implement something for that.
Okay. So I got two different issues here that I have to figure out. So I have to figure out one of giving that what you talked about, kind of like some type of function runs to where the user trying to access the information can't because they haven't logged in, and it gives them a what you call a de facto view.
Yeah, it's not called a factory view. I'm just like on the fly creating the
Yeah,
term.
no, no. Like, but yeah,
It's
like
an error
I think
message.
I understand what you mean. Like, it's just like, okay, that didn't work, so kind of like try again
Here.
type of thing. That's my understanding of it. And then the other issue I would have, or will have to do, take care of, is the creating sessions for each user. Okay.
Other than that, for the middleware, there is a functionality in Express for that. So, like, you can do middlewares before, like before processing the request or after.
Okay. It'd probably be before then, right? That'd probably be ideal.
Yeah, I for like check-in sessions is before. And usually the after ones are for like maybe you want to prettify the response, maybe you want to like change the format. So like you can do with multiple formats.
Hmm.
Maybe you want to like always return the same data, like always process the data the same way, and then one single code that will decide, okay, this is going to render as JSON, this is going to render as XML or something like that.
Hmm. Okay. I have to think about how I want to do this and what step I want to take care of first, and then I have to research it. Appreciate y'all's input
Um,
though.
by the way,
Yeah.
a question.
No,
Uh,
no. What's up?
okay, um, how is my English?
What happened?
How is my English? Because
How
I'm
is
not.
your English?
Yeah.
It's okay. Your English is fine. I would say your mic is a little in and out, but other than that, your English is fine.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. Because I'm doing interviews in English.
Yeah.
Like
I think you'll be good.
past month. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I understood most of what you said, and the parts I didn't quite understand was because of your mic. But other than that, that was it.
Okay.
Um, okay, I'll look into like I guess the middleware part and this account stuff. But also I do need to do the login. I don't know which part I want to do. There's so much to do. I don't know which one to like which part to start at.
Yeah, first I would just just try to keep it as simple as possible. I'd even like so like okay, so like this banking app is like your baby, right?
Hmm.
I would even create separate you know, little project on the side where you're not worried about kind of like all the banking stuff
Hmm.
and you just build out a form and you have a page that you're trying to get to um and try to it's kind of like a two-page app, right?
Yeah.
Where you have your login form and your goal is to get to that other page um and not allow like users who aren't authenticated to get to that page. Um, I'll kind of start off small like that, and like
Yeah.
like your first step, right, would be okay, build out the form. It takes a username, a password. Um, it looks like you kind of got that down, right? You're like hashing the password, storing it
Yeah, so
in
I have
MySQL,
that's
right?
from all that data is from the sign up form. So the sign up is good. That information stores and has to be a certain like the regex. I have a regex for each like password and email and all that. But now it's to step where okay, now people need to log in as well. So that's where I'm at.
Okay. Yeah. So now, what are you using bcrypt to hash the
Yeah,
passwords?
yeah,
Okay. Yeah. So bcrypt has a function called compare. Right. Could you actually like share your screen? Is that something you could do on here?
yeah. I could do that too. My
Yeah,
PC
let's do
should
that.
be able to handle it. If it explode, if y'all just see an explosion and fire everywhere, you know my PC couldn't handle it.
Let me see here. Watch stream. All right, cool, cool, cool. Um, yeah. So I guess it's. I guess go to your like Express.
Yeah. Close that. Open this.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, so where's bcrypt in here?
Here, let me see.
Okay, you got cookie right there. You're messing with cookies right now.
Oh, hash sync. That's what was it. Yeah, right here.
Hash sync.
That's the only method from that library that I've used.
Okay. Actually, scroll all the way to the top real quick.
Yeah.
Hold on. I'm gonna look up bcrypt real quick. Can you bcrypt?
What's the bug right now? I'm trying to figure out the best way to
I
do
use
like a
this a while
login.
because I use Nextauth for most of my authentication stuff. But let's see what
So
we
that's
got
what
here.
I'm trying to figure out now. Code fork from the chat and Cry
Yeah, so
from
just
the chat
do
hopped in a Discord call with me.
instead of hash sync, do hash instead.
Where I did hash sync at, just replace it with hash.
Yeah. Instead of hash sync, yeah, because I've never used hash sync. I always use hash, and then the docs are just using hash. Yeah, and then
Where was the other?
What's the difference between hash sync and hash?
I'm hoping code can tell us what the difference is.
I
Oh,
don't know. I just
coding.
haven't used hash sync.
So
And I
coding
think
friend in the
this.
chat says sync hash sync doesn't use a promise. Hash returns a promise.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So where is this? This all within a function?
Yeah. Let's see here.
If you're gonna use hash right in that line, you need an await.
Yeah, you're gonna need a wait. You need an async at the function definition.
So await hash.
Yeah.
Func is async.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, it looks like you got async in there.
Coding friend.
Cool. Yeah, so user dot password.
I was gonna ask you, how long have you been programming?
Is this the
do
sign up endpoint?
All that stuff. Registration or sign up.
Registration?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're gonna want to create another endpoint, right? Called login.
Okay, app.post. Well, I used to have one. Let me see. Here's my app.login right here. Or post.login.
Okay. All right, nice. So now you're gonna want to do.
All this can actually go away because I was just using this to test if my shit was working.
You could keep line 35 at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you're gonna want to do, I believe, bcrypt. So, there's a few things you gotta do here.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to see if that user exists or that email.
Right.
When someone types in the email. So yeah, you're gonna have to query SQL, see if that user exists. If that user exists, and you grab the hash password from that user, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in your database, right, you have email and then you have the hash password, right?
Yeah.
The email exists, return the user. So now you have the user, right? And now you have the hash password. Now bcrypt has a compare function. So now you compare the password that the user gave you that's in request body. Right? So that's what the user typed in that you're getting. Now you're comparing a bcrypt has a bcrypt.compare, which you compare the password that the user gives you to the hashed password in the database. Then bcrypt will compare those two. If they match, and you know that that's the
Right. So that makes sense. But so how do I start by querying my? Like I said, the whole stack in this project is brand new to me. So I don't know how to query. I don't think I know how to query MySQL.
So how are you storing the information in MySQL?
Here. So let's go to sign up here. Um, so on this page is where it's all done. This file you have.
I don't think it's in here.
What's the
No, I
ORG?
mean in the back end, not in front.
Yeah, in the back end, yeah, because you don't want because you don't want like my SQL stuff
Oh, so not this
stuff on the
page.
front end. Yeah,
Oh,
definitely wouldn't be there.
sorry, I'm. Somebody said
I'll
line
open.
40 of index.ts is your clue. Line 40.
Scroll down this a bit. Yeah,
Oh,
I'm just looking
inside
for
of an
the
object.
syntax
Yeah.
for like where keep going down. Keep going down. Yeah, so you did new user. Uh,
Find by.
I'm just trying to figure out how.
User.
Do you have like models or like entities?
Yeah.
Yeah, go to that.
This is where I build my columns out.
I'm just trying to figure out what, because I'm like used to Prisma,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm just trying to get familiar with how this is set up.
Entity.
So using type ORM. Okay, so
Yeah.
yeah, let me Google that real quick.
I think it's like the name of the class dot select or something.
Find by. Find all. Find one. Coding friend is saying user.find by email. And his pair is email.
Yeah, that.
Oh, right. Coding friend, I get what you're saying as well. Because that's what I had initially, kind of to figure out which I was using find one by email.
Okay, yeah, that's good.
So,
Yeah, that'll work.
30, 30, 30, 30. They're saying some other. Oh, this one. Wait. Yeah, that's what he's saying, or they're saying. Okay.
It's a line 36. Yeah, that looks good. And then what you're going to do is just test if that user exists. Um, so I'm just gonna ask you like, how would you test? So looking at SQL, right? We're trying to find that email within SQL to see if that exists. How would you test if if that returned anything?
I think it returns like null or undefined if it doesn't exist. So it has to like check for null or undefined.
I don't know how I would do it for the login. For signing up and stuff, like I have errors and whatnot set up, but for logging in,
Yeah,
I don't know how I would test it.
yeah, so you want
That's
to
it.
test if that user, if what you're getting back is null or not. So like, how would you go about testing if that
Just
user's
if user,
null?
and that's it. Both null or undefined will return false if you just use it as a Boolean expression.
Yeah, I was just trying to see if like Schoolie could work it out?
Hell no.
Or
Hell no. I don't know what the fuck is going on. I'm trying to understand it.
Yeah. So you're gonna want to do like exactly what Chris said, right? So you want to see if user returns anything. So you're gonna want to do on line 36. Just enter on a new line.
Wait, go ahead. I'm sorry. I was reading my my chat. I know Arth is really big on console logging. So what were you saying to do? 36 what?
Yeah. So press enter. Now
Uh,
you just want to test if that user exists. You want to do if.
uh, so if not user or something like that? Console log
Yeah, you could do both. Yeah. So you could do if. Yeah, I would do if not user. So I would do exclamation point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, nice. And then you could return you could send like a status of like 404.
So I could just console log, right?
Yeah, you could console log it if you want, but you should return something too, so it stops the continuation of the code.
Return, and then wait. I cannot. I can't put console log after return, right?
Yeah, so you want to do like res dot it's been a while since I wrote res, but like do res dot status
Response dot status.
res dot status open close parentheses 404.
Oh. Okay.
Then you could do a dot at the end of that, and then you could send maybe a message, right? So you could do at the end of that do dot send open close parentheses, and then within there you could put in an object or a string too, I think. Yeah, so then maybe put like message, right? Message as the key.
Mm-hmm.
Then put like whatever you want to send back as like an error message.
you want to make your life really easier, pick a
Always.
standard and how you want to do that. Like one of the open standards that already exists for this, for example, says that data is a property on its own on the response, right? So you do like the object always has like status within the response. So status okay or error. So when you are getting the information, you don't have to do like multiple like X in different parts. You only do like response dot uh, status. And if it's error, you know it's an error. If it's okay, then you know the data is there, and you can do like response dot data and get
So
the actual.
I wouldn't have to specify anything here. I could leave it as is, like blank.
Yeah, like you can. No. That's
Oh,
not what I mean.
okay.
I mean it's in the actual thing you're sending.
Mm-hmm.
It's better that you have like a standard structure that you're gonna use for all errors, all
Oh,
responses, so
okay.
that like
Yeah.
you don't have to, because it is kind of common a common thing to happen to beginners that they do use different structures, and then when they are doing in the working on the front end, they have like different code that checks for okay this kind of response I'm gonna check this first and then continue.
Mm-hmm.
But then when it's an error, it's a different structure, so like you have to like extra debug your code.
Yeah. Okay. So like for example, you're saying like on line 38 I have return res.status 404, and that's the error message. But then on, for example, here I have return next. This is my error that it gets thrown. So it's like a different type of structure of errors. So it would be best to build the errors, I guess, to be in the same kind of format or something like that. I think I think that's my understanding of what you said.
Mm.
Kind of, but I mean only for the responses. What I mean is like structure, like use a standard structure for however you want to return the information. So, for example, like again, going with open standards, uh, all responses always contain the data into property uh, data, right? So you know that every time you can just check for data inside data. Not you don't have like it's not that sometimes you send just a message and sometimes you send an object and sometimes you send because it can get really messy really fast in
Okay.
deployment.
Yeah.
Uh, Now the errors like those throw error, I am not entirely sure uh, how Express handle those.
Yeah, for Express for the those ones I had
Yeah, so
to
those throw
include.
errors, I think those are within a try catch block.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So yeah, so within the catch, you would just do like res dot status, maybe I don't know, like 500 or something, and then you do exactly what Chris said, right? So like when you're doing the error, you do want to keep, some kind of structure. So for instance, if you're ever using, as you work more with APIs, you'll likely be using either, Axios or Fetch, and tools like that, even like with TRPC, right? You'll get like a response back, and typically you could just do like response dot okay, and it'll be like true or false.
Hmm.
False for an error, true, succeeded. Um, or then like, response dot data, and then, there's your data, like Chris said, right?
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, so you could kind of like follow that pattern here, right? So saying here there's no user, now we want to return an error back, right? So we got a 404 for unauthorized. What do we want to send back? Maybe like an okay with like a key for okay, and then false as the value.
So so wait, so we're not using error as you want to say okay instead? I'm confused as to what you're talking about now.
Okay for the just for testing if it if there is an error or not. So like you'll have maybe an okay, which is a boolean, true or false. Then you'll have another key value pair, which is error, and then the string of the value as far
Oh,
as like
so
the
you're
description.
saying, oh,
Error.
I see.
Then when you test your response right on the front end, you'll do response dot okay. If it's false, you'll have like an if else, right? So if it's false, and
What the
um
fuck, bro? Wait, hold on. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So, what am I doing with this object right now? Am I adding okay and then true, or okay and then false as its pair?
do you
just
think?
okay and then true.
Okay. Sorry, I'm
So
trying to figure out what the fuck is going on. Okay.
Oh no, you definitely don't want to do true because
Oh,
it's uh it's definitely false. Yeah, go false
not
good.
flash.
I'm a dumbass. Whenever I hear like a straight up question, like have an obvious answer, my brain goes like answer.
Okay. So message error okay is me so it's false because something is wrong. And then you were saying an if else where?
No, no, you'll do if else on the front end, right? So this is the
Mm,
response from the server when
when we don't
you
have
are unauthorized,
okay.
right? So this is the server now sending the client, which is the user data, right? Or like your front end application,
Hmm.
right? Your front end's gonna consume this response, right? And then you need to act appropriately on that response.
So this is um if this error gets thrown or this response gets is given unauthorized, we want to like provide the user with what some type of option. It's kind of like try again
Yeah,
or
yeah,
what we
like maybe a toast that maybe says try again. Maybe a toast is a bit much for right now. Maybe you just write some text to the screen that says error.
I could just console log to test it out first. Okay, so
Yeah, basically think it this way. It's different. There was an error, as in, okay, the backend, for example, just broke for some reason.
uh,
Then, oh no, you didn't have access to this. That's an error for the user, but it's not an error as something you have to fix, right? So like that kind of information, status okay or okay, and just check if it's true. It's really useful for that because then you don't have to guess if the problem was, for example, a connection problem, because you can handle those in a different bracket in the front end.
mhm,
Uh, so you already know you got a response. The problem is not in the server. The problem is in maybe the connection, maybe the URL you're using, something like that.
mhm. Okay. So this is my login for page. Inside of here, you're saying I could just do a console log, right? We're cool with that for now.
Sure.
Uh, Now wait. Okay. Let me think about this. So if email is if not email, then console log. Or what was the oh, somebody sent it. User find by email. I'm fucking lost, dude. It's starting to piss me off, I'm not gonna lie. Code
That's every,
or,
everyone is like that when they are using something for the first time.
yeah, all of this. For me it's like 10 time like tenfold. So once again, to clarify, I am trying to say on the front end, if the email is not what not matching the email that was entered, or is not an actual email in the database.
If you didn't find a user in the database, then you cannot continue with the process because that user doesn't exist.
So
You
rather
want to
than
tell to
email,
the user,
so so rather than email, if not, oh my god, if not user,
yeah, you did the find user right?
if cannot find name user. That's what I was gonna ask. So how would I get that? Because the only thing on the login is just the email and the password. So would I have to
God.
specify like user is equal to
This is React, right?
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're working React. Yeah. Okay, so go to for instance, like to spit something out to the screen, go to
Hmm.
like line 36. Go to line. I'm sorry, line 30, line 32.
Okay.
Yeah, so do like curly braces. Um, let me see here. Handle submit. Yeah, so res out, await the status, okay, password, okay, console to log, res that data. Okay, so maybe something you could do just to spit something out to the screen just so you can see the error.
Hmm.
Have on line 9 do const and then do error comma set error equals use state empty string.
Wait, what'd you say? I was cons what error?
Yeah. So just copy line 8 and then just switch password for error.
Oh, am I spelling error wrong? I am. Error. What, set error or just error is fine?
Yeah, set error. You're gonna have to do set error. Okay, cool. And then within that try catch block,
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna do on line 18, do res dot okay. Like if res dot okay.
Res dot okay.
Yeah, and then you can just console log that data if you want. Then have an else 20, so you can do if else.
What's up,
Rest
dude?
has a model. This has a
It looks
model.
like there's an error there.
Yeah, like the model is saying that OK doesn't exist. And
Okay, I just do res then.
I don't know because response you may get, but it may be an error.
If oh,
Let's see.
Let me
Next,
check because I don't remember how
what's
actually.
response type?
yeah, I thought he said add and if else. I guess it would be else if, right? Rather than if else. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you, Arth. This shit's cool and all, but it's super fucking confusing.
Yeah. Okay. Um. Yeah.
I don't think this will ever execute.
So
If we execute the else in this case.
okay. So like for example, after the last parenthesis in the access call,
Last parentheses.
like in line 17.
Oh, okay.
Before the semicolon, you can do dot catch.
Error.
Yeah, and that's gonna catch all the errors, including the ones that are like server errors and
Wait.
normal errors.
What's the problem?
No, it's like a function.
Uh,
Like a function, the parameter is gonna be error.
that's what I had. Here.
Yeah, but like that's the value error. It's a function
Oh,
which has a
is it just so? Is it because I've used like concepts log error no. Am I fucking retarded or something? What the fuck is going on?
it's, yeah, the parentheses are for the catch function, right? So
Mm-hmm.
now you're gonna
Uh-huh.
write an arrow function inside, and the arrow function receives
Oh.
a parameter. The first parameter is error.
Oh, wait a fucking minute. I think I may be burned out for the day. In the so we have the dot catch. The dot catch is a function. Inside of
Mhm.
that, the parens for dot catch, we pass in error.
No,
E.
a function
Oh,
that will handle that error.
okay, okay. And what's and the parameters of that are error.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then, for example, if you want to get the message that is inside that error, you do that ERR
Yeah.
dot response, and that's the response you got from the server.
Oh my God, stop. Dot response.
No, inside the function. Inside the function. That's
Okay. Try again. ER dot response.
no, inside the function in line 18.
Yeah, so I'm line 18.
Like err dot response.
You got a job. All right, man. Later. Appreciate your help. It's just confusing. I'll try to look into it.
Nice talking to you, Coach.
Hey guys, yeah, I gotta drop.
No worries, dude.
Yeah, Chris, it was good finally being able to talk to you, bro.
Take it easy, man.
All right, Schoolie.
Peace, dude. All right, what were you saying? I'm sorry.
Okay, so like now to get the actual message, like the error message, you do err dot response.
Error dot response. Okay. Like that or response? I spelled it wrong. Return error dot. Should I return it?
Like let me send you the link for where
Yeah.
they put like they get sample on the access page. Should I put it in?
If you want to send, you can send it in one of the chats. Don't matter, or straight to me in a DM. It's up to you. Oh, you put it in here. Okay. A catch function. If error dot response. Oh, so it's an if. In that first example, I should be making it if error dot response and then some other stuff. Let me know if I'm wrong. Arth, what are you saying? Return. Actually, do set error. Okay. Set error dot response. Whoa. Set error. Response does not exist on type. Oh, yeah, I see what his response doesn't even go there. Okay, and then also console log error dot response. Man, this is a pain in the ass, dude. Now scroll down a little. Tell me where to want me to go. Hey, Cry, if you're still there, dude, you don't have to stick around. Oh, actually, I think he left. I think they got fed up trying to help me.
Hello?
Yeah, there you are. What's up, dude?
Oh, sorry. I don't know what happened, but for
No
some
worries.
reason, like it said that I was still on the call, but you couldn't hear me.
Yeah.
Um. Okay. Yeah. What you were doing, and basically, it's doing that because um, there is a possibility that, for example, there was a connection error, so you didn't actually get a response. So you have to check first if you got a response. If there is a response, it means that the connection went through. If there is no response, it means that something else happened. Maybe you couldn't reach the server, internet drop, or something like that.
Okay. By the way, your mic sounds super clear right now.
Oh, okay.
Um, let's see. So somebody, Arthur saying inside the login logo, login logo div. Okay. How does that at? Where do I make that at? Do you ever like forget code that you wrote, even though you wrote it like yesterday?
Do I ever? Dude, you only pretend that doesn't happen. Everyone is like that.
I
You
forgot.
know, this is stuff that is worse. That is like I do remember it. Like you feel in your brain that you
Yeah,
I do remember what this is, and you're reading your code and what the fuck am I
yeah.
doing?
I I forget. Okay. Inside the div, add an error. Okay. Error. Not in the image. I'm not an image. Or am I an image? I am an image. Oh shit. You're right. Thank you for pointing that out. I streamed for 4 hours earlier. I don't know how code can do it. Stream for like 12 hours of just straight coding. I I can't. I can't do it, man. I'd lose my mind. Okay. All right. So, Cry, can you still hear me?
Yep.
Um. Oh, cool. Now that should render your error dot response on the page. So I did make. I'm sorry, I was misunderstanding what you guys were saying. I was trying to follow along, but I just couldn't quite get it. Catch an
Don't
error.
worry. Eventually, it becomes like second nature.
Yeah, I can't wait for that day. Let's
Oh
see.
yeah, but like you don't notice. You eventually are like, oh no, people don't understand me. Like people that are newer to stuff don't
Yeah,
understand what you're saying, and you're like, why don't they understand what I'm saying? Then you, oh wait, it's already second nature.
yeah. Constant log data. Um, why? Hold on. If else. Oh, I have an else, but there's nothing in it, so I could take that out, right?
Yeah.
Um, I don't need this one then. Honestly, okay.
That catch.
Okay. Let's see
Yeah.
here. Login. Open Signal. What's up, dog? How you doing? Haven't seen you in the chat in a while. Hope you're chilling. Hope you're chilling. Okay, so no error. And this error that I made is based off of if there is no. It's just it's so I'm fucking confused, dude. Hold on. So if not a user, return this. So take a look at what you got in your response. Well, I would have to enter something then, right? Because we have to confirm. We're confirming that if something is a user or not.
We're checking if the user exists.
Right. Okay. So far, okay.
Y-
Let's
Yeah,
see.
but we're checking when once you try to log in.
Hmm.
Like it's
So I'll try one that doesn't exist. So we'll just say like this is a test at email.com. Okay, what the fuck? 404. Password received. Uncalled error objects are not valid as a React child. I don't know what any of this shit means, dude.
Alright, guys, I'm back.
Oh, welcome back, dude.
Yeah.
Open signal. Hey, that's how I've been feeling like for the last few months. I don't know what any of this shit means. So I entered a username and or an email and password that are not in my database,
Huh.
and we got we
Oh, you
got
got the 404?
this is the one I built. This 404.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. So now I just got to worry
Yeah, it's
about the other
coming.
20 20 errors.
Oh,
Oh,
error.
somewhere you're somewhere you're rendering in an element directly, like a DOM element. The other.
Uh, or for login? I don't think so.
Okay, it's not what we are doing. I'm gonna I'm gonna keep on task.
Well, so what? Let me try one that does work. So, for example, fuck, what was it called? The object is what you're interested in. The object with an arrow. Arth. 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 What the fuck are you talking about? The object. The user object, or I don't know. You know what the hell he's talking about. So let me try one that works. So, what was your email for this one? johndoe1@gmail.com. Spell email wrong. Cool. Shit, I don't remember what the password was. Okay. So I think I got it. Let me try it.
Lord.
Okay. Well, wait a minute. That is an email though, so that's good. That's one step good, I guess. If I change it to .co, that's throwing me the error. Okay. So that's one step in the right direction. So,
Okay,
what's up?
let's check the error.
Check the what? I'm sorry.
That error. Let's go to.
Oh. Um, well, oh, lordy. Let's go back. So when I put in an email that actually is in the database, it works. So johndoe1@email.com. So this one is in the database, and it doesn't throw that error. But if I change one thing about it, it breaks. I don't know. Is this breaking? Let's see. No, it's not breaking. So it just throws that error in. But because of that, it kind of just, I guess it does break like the front end.
Yeah. Okay. So let's check what's happening in the front end. Uh, yeah. Okay. What is happening is you're trying to render an object itself, not like a string or a number, and React doesn't allow for that. So let's go back to the code.
That's probably what Arth was talking about. Hopefully, hey Arth, if you sit here, I'm sorry, dog. If that's what you meant, he said that in the chat. Something about an object. Okay. The response object.
Your set error. Yeah. Look, you're putting the whole response. You should only put the error message. So it's response dot message.
inside of
In,
set error.
yeah, so it's error response dot message.
Shalom.
Somebody who? Oh, Jesus, what's up, man?
Oh,
What's going on?
Cries, what's up? I'm trying to work on this like uh login stuff.
Getting errors to pop up if it's the incorrect login?
Yeah, so Cry, I think you were saying something. I might have interrupted you.
no, I was just saying that you're setting the error to the whole response, and you want is the message from the response. So it's error dot response dot message.
So that's good right here on line 18. Error.response.message.
Yeah,
Okay. And
I
then
think it was message. Check the
um
backend second.
yeah. Message should was error.
Change it to floppy years.
Yeah, it's message. Okay.
I'll put in that.
No, that's fine. It's just to check if the actual name of the property was message.
Okay. Um let me go back to it. So console.log. So console logging just error.messages or error.response is fine? Or should I add just dot message to that as well to see?
It doesn't matter. Like console can handle an object. It's just React that is saying I cannot display that. I need it to be an actual string or number. I cannot display a whole object.
Okay. Open signal, what you talk about, bro? What's Nyman corn? Alright, let's try this out. So we do know this is not an email. Not found. Status 404, status not found. Okay. But this one is John Doe 1 at email.com. Okay. That works.
Yeah, but it's not displaying the error. It should say error when error happens.
Oh,
What's the code look like again?
yeah.
The JSX I think would be the problem.
Oh, you need to do error response dot data dot message.
Error response dot data
Mm-hmm.
dot message.
Yeah, you can look in the console.
Isn't that
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
If you look at the console, you can see that there's a data property, and inside of it, there's two more properties, message and OK. I'm not sure
Oh,
why it's still not displaying, but that's where your error
well,
message is
because
at.
this one is inaccurate. This is one that is in the database, but this is not.
Hey, and look at
So
that. It
now,
displays
okay,
off to the left there.
yeah. I think that was what was wrong as well. I was um doing the correct one. So it does work. For when there's one inside the database, we're good. When it's not, then it's not good. It displays the error.
Now, in the backend, we have another error, like when the email exists, but regardless if the password is right, you are responding with
Hmm.
an OK. So you have to actually add another condition if the password is wrong. Or a
This is
different
where
error.
that bcrypt compare function comes in, Schoolie.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
and Code, who's also in the chat or in the call, mentioned that.
Bcrypt? Thank God.
The compare function, yeah.
I
Okay.
never know if I'm doing security right or not, but I'm
It
glad
sounds
to hear
like it.
someone else does it.
I know I'm not
Well,
doing
hell
it
yeah.
right. I don't know what the fuck is going on.
Yeah, you shouldn't return a 404 if the user isn't found, by the way, because it lets them know that the username is wrong, and they can keep trying usernames until they get one that is right,
What's
and
up,
then they
coding
can
friend?
hack into the
Welcome back.
password.
Also, Arth, I'm sorry.
So typically, you just want to say
use,
401 invalid
So
username or
so much
password.
going on right now. Yeah, I can do
Uh,
that in a second here. Um, hey team, still working? Yeah, we're still working on some
check
stuff.
the actual codes for those things.
What I think is funny though is that's not so much of like a code security, but like a mind game thing, right?
What, the 404?
Yeah,
Yeah.
just changing it from a 404 to a 401, you're not actually changing any of the code. You're just
Yeah.
changing what you're saying.
So like it is easier to break it by brute force or something. The encryption is not changing.
You guys are so smart, and I'm just sitting here not knowing what the fuck is going on.
Well, you get the gist of it.
I mean, I
If
get
you
like,
see if you're told if you're told a user doesn't exist versus a password is incorrect, you know,
yeah,
you at least if you get if it's saying that the user does exist, then you get one half of the puzzle.
okay. So here's my thinking. So we established that now that we get an error when a user is put in, an email. I'm sorry, an email address is entered, but it does not exist in the database. We get that error. But now we would have to, and like you said, Cry, that it's regardless of if the password is entered or incorrect or correct, doesn't matter. It gives us that error. So the next thing would be, um, the next thing to do
Would be to
would be,
compare the passwords.
Yeah, like use the compare function. It is not actually comparing passwords. It's comparing encryption symmetry or
encrypted
something like that. I
passwords.
don't remember.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, man, oh man.
So one thing we actually have to do real quick with the type ORM, because if you go to the user entity, I'm pretty sure we set password to select false, so it's not loaded by default.
Right.
Because of that, we have to update line 36 to use find one instead of find one by.
Okay.
So this changes what you actually end up passing to it. Now, before you were using the where clause. That's what you were passing to find one by. Now, this opens up the full option. So copy the object that you have passed to it
Mm-hmm.
and delete it. Now make a new object and add the property where and paste what you just copied right there. Great. Now add another property called select. And here we're going to specifically select which columns we want to select. And this is going to be an object, and we're going to be selecting the email and the password. We're going to set both of those to true.
Wait, I'm sorry. So it's an object. Oh,
Yes, yeah,
and then
yeah. The
true.
property names match the column names, and then you just say true to tell type RM.
Spelled true wrong. Oh man.
Awesome. So now your user object will only contain the email and password of the user. So now we can do a compare. So we would just drop down after line 45 and import that compare function and compare the password that we were given to the password that is attached to the user object.
Okay. Are y'all cool? I'm gonna take like a 30 second. I gotta stretch.
You could.
There's so much going on, man. I
Yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
holy
Yeah.
shit. I gotta like stretch and stuff. I'll be right back. I'm gonna put some music on for my stream as well, cause
Like,
Oh, you're
the most-
streaming?
yeah, I am streaming. So
we are live.
live, baby. So I'll be right back.
Let's see. Better check 'em out.
Oh boy. It's crazy, crazy, crazy.
By the way, I don't know if that still exists, but what was the code in
It's like icing.
I'm a
It's like icing on the cake that we're doing this in React and oh yeah, yeah, and like every tool of the stack
418.
I have yet to use, so it's all brand new to me.
Tell me I got that
I'm-
right.
I'm
off
learning
the
a
top of my
lot.
head.
Oh no, I don't know it by heart. Let me just
Yeah, I'll be back, y'all.
Yeah, look
Give me
it up. I
about
don't wanna
1
look it
minute
up
or so. I'm just gonna
myself.
stretch a little bit.
It's 418, I'm pretty sure. I've actually used that in production before.
Oh, I wanted to make that question if you have ever used that.
Yeah, it was so we had this feature where a user could update their own profile, right? But they wanted all the updates to have to go through an admin first. But we wanted the one root for it. So if the user was not an admin, it would return 418, but save the data anyway. And we use that 418 code to decide whether or not it was an actual error versus they need to have the administrator approve the changes. So it was a good switch. It's like a switch statement, but through networking and stuff like that. Because it was an error, it didn't actually go through, but it did at the same time. It did something different. I remember the description for it is when you're trying to send the request to a coffee or a teapot to make coffee, and it returns I'm a teapot. You have to find a coffee pot or something like that.
I love that kind of stuff in programming.
Oh yeah, there's I think every year that was a part of an April Fool's RFC. I think they do something like that every year too, but that was the best one.
Okay.
Man, you need that kind of stuff in programming. Otherwise, you.
For people in
go
the chat,
crazy.
can you hear the people in the
Oh, yeah.
Discord and me
I always like
pretty
hiding some
clearly?
Easter eggs in my apps.
It's all
Something
good,
that
Schoolie.
drives
This
your
info is
day.
coming.
Yeah,
like
I
a
remember
hydrant,
adding
yeah.
in. So there
It's
was
a lot. It's a
this
lot of info.
reservation form, and
Okay.
you could like
Cool.
increase how many
Okay.
people were a part of your party, right? And I had set it up so like once you get past like a certain number, there was like a bunch of funny comments that were made, like, "Oh wow, someone's popular, aren't they?" If you had like 10 guests.
I don't want to interrupt
And
your
I
story.
set it up an Easter egg for when someone selected
I
like
appreciate
like
let me
999.
definitely real quick. I appreciate all you guys in the chat being here, whoever you are, wherever you are. I appreciate it. Today was it was mostly gonna be like I started the stream like with the intention of just leaning back and chilling, and then luckily I guess I have some people in the community who are willing to help me through some struggles, so it's been really nice. I appreciate it. Oh man. What are you guys working on yourselves? Work stuff, personal projects, just chilling? What you got going on?
Sad.
Alright, I'm back, y'all. Let's do it.
Welcome back.
Thanks, man.
So I think where we left off is comparing passwords, right?
Correct. You said something about line 46, I think, or 48. I can't recall which one it was.
Yeah, we're gonna drop down after the user check. So from line 45, drop down, because at that point we know the user variable exists. It's not null. So we gotta do something like const valid equals await compare password user.password.
Const valid equals await. You said compare?
Yeah, I think that's the function provides.
Okay.
Looks like it is. Can you hover over it for a second, see if it's asynchronous? Oh, okay, it is. So from that type signature up there, do you see how I know it's asynchronous?
Compare data. How do you know? No, I don't know how you know.
So at the very end, after the parentheses, there's a colon and then a type. That denotes the function's return type. I know it's a promise because it says promise, or it's asynchronous because it's a promise. And in
Right.
JavaScript, asynchronous code is a promise.
Mm-hmm.
So that promise returns a boolean. So valid is going to be a boolean if we await it.
Okay. So compare what? True? Whoa.
Well, we look at the function signature again, because I think the parameter names will help you. So, what are the two parameter names?
So data and then buffer, or
buffer is the type of data. Data can be either a string or buffer. What's the other one?
encrypted.
Yeah. So the first the first parameter is going to be our unencrypted password, the one we received from the request. And then the second one's going to be the encrypted one, the one that's attached to the user object.
So buffer and
And-
encrypted. Encrypted.
Oh, no, it's going to be the password variable we declare on line
Oh.
35.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, but that. 35.
And
Yeah.
now we want to pass in, for the second parameter, the encrypted password that's attached to the user object.
Which is hash, right? Which the hash that we made.
No, we'll just be accessing the password property on the user object we create on line 36.
36 constant. Oh wait, so you're saying
First, the user.
We
So
got 9
it's
people in
user.
the chat.
Really?
User?
Yeah, user.
Okay.
Okay, now you want to access the password in the user.
So
Yeah, the
user
password property.
So user dot password.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm getting it, guys.
And now we're getting an error.
Yeah.
Can you tell me why we're getting an error?
Capital U probably. Argument type string. So no. Is it because I'm using?
Well, it's expecting something and you're giving it something else.
Hmm?
Try.
It is telling you it expects a string, but you're passing a string or an undefined.
So whenever you read that text there, argument type of, or argument of type blah blah is not assignable to parameter type string. So that first one is going to be, that first type is going to be what you're giving it. That second one is going to be what it's expecting. So you're giving it string or undefined, and it's expecting just a string.
So turn this
Now,
into a.
Well, it's the type that we have on the password says that it's possibly undefined, but we know it's not because of line 38. So we want to use that exclamation point to correct TypeScript and tell it we know it's not undefined.
Okay. I got it.
We could write some checks to make sure it is a string, but I mean, I feel like what we're doing on line 38 is good enough.
We're telling it that it's a boolean.
Well, we're just specifically saying to select it from the database.
The exclamation point is just saying, okay, ignore the fact that it could be empty. I know it's not.
Yeah, at this point we know it's not.
Vimic, thank you for the.
So now,
thank you.
All we got to do is check if the password is valid.
I'm gonna mute. I had to deafen everybody. Welcome to the stream, everybody who's here. Vimic, thank you. Hold on one second. Jesus, I'm sorry. I got a raid on Twitch. I'm sorry, bro. 1 second.
Oh, you're good.
Yeah, watch me. How's the stream going? It's going terrible. It's going terrible. I was supposed to be chilling, had my lo-fi going. Thank you for the follow. It's just going terrible. So I got people in my Twitch chat trying to assist me with TypeScript, React, TypeORM, MySQL, like all of it at once. So it's going great. It is going great. It's a cool stream, but it's just a lot. So Vimic, thank you again, man. I'm gonna feel free to hang out if anybody wants to. If not, you guys can dip on out of here. But I appreciate the love no matter what. Coding's hard, yeah, a little bit. Okay, I'm ready.
Sweet. So all we got to do is check if valid is true or not, and if it is, well, we can check if it's not valid. If it's not, throw an error or return an error.
So if not valid, throw or how was I doing this?
Good example would be like line 41. Basically do the same thing.
Okay. Right here or inside is good. Let's do this.
It would be right below line 46. Because that's inside of the root handler.
So if not valid.
By the way, does anyone know what the name of that pattern is? The not using else as would rather like checking the negative and returning and cutting the function?
I do. Hold on. Failing early.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what any of this is, so.
Well, that's what you're doing
yeah.
right now. You're failing early.
Yeah, you damn right I am.
I failed when I came out the womb.
Yeah, pretty much.
The thing is, when originally when programming languages were created, like most people use, okay, if this is true, then this branch. If this is false, then this branch, right? But the thing is, that is hard to read because sometimes you cannot see that there is a else case. So usually is like I'm reading and then I'm thinking, wait, this will fail when X happens, but I'm not seeing right now the code that says that's not gonna happen. So failing early is the idea of no upfront we're gonna put all the cases that are not relevant for what we want to do.
Oh,
So it is easier to read.
okay.
It
Makes
also
sense.
helps with nesting because if you had to put all your, the rest of the logic inside of a if statement, it would all be nested, and then you just keep going deeper and deeper.
I understand every word you guys have been saying. Every every word. But again, I appreciate it no matter what. So I made my if not valid return status. And you said we don't want to use 404 for these, right? Or
Well, I mean, if you use 404 for both of them, it's just making sure there's not a way to tell if it's a valid username or not. If
okay.
you have
Like in
different
this case,
errors for
the
both of
problem,
them.
like in this case, the problem would be that the messages are different, so I can intuit which case it is.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like if the username is wrong, then I get a 404 with the message error. But if it's not wrong, I get a 404 with the message this is an error. So I know the username is right.
Mm-hmm.
And then I can just continue on to brute forcing the password. So I would just make both of them a 401 and have the message say invalid username or password.
Or password. Okay. I can do that.
But by the way, yep. By the way, what I was saying earlier about like the de facto response, in order to make that code a little tighter, a little drier, you can just like set a constant for those uh, like errors you're sending or what you put inside the object you're sending there, and just use the constant in both sides.
So instead of
Yeah.
const res.status, it could be const or return and then variable name after I equate them.
I
So
think he's
Yeah, like
talking about the objects you're passing to send. Is that right?
yeah.
So you
So
could
like
extract those to like a constant variable outside, and then pass it to send each time.
here is what you're saying. Res.send.
On like line 48,
no.
where you're doing the errors.
Mm-hmm. Oh, dot send and then the object message and its value of the string.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you
I got.
because
I
if you have it in
let's see.
yeah, if you have it in one constant, then first it is easier to like maintain the code because then it's in only one place. You modify it once, it applies for everything that uses that error message, right? Uh, And the other thing is, well, the code is shorter, so it's easier to read.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Um.
So why don't you go ahead and do that? Copy the object that you have on line 42 that you're passing to send.
Mhm.
Copy it, remove it, and then do what you're doing on line 40. I think you got it from here.
Message.
Look at
Equals.
writing variable names like a pro.
I'm a genius. Okay. And then I could just do and pass in error message.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And
Let's do this.
that's a lot less typing as well. Like even like on your hands, like talking about arthritis, if you're able to like think ahead and do stuff like this, you'll definitely prevent yourself from getting early arthritis.
Okay.
Now you got a little flubber on
Yeah.
49. Yeah, look at that. I ain't even got to explain it to you.
I'm a genius, dude. I told you.
Hey, look at this. Or you're like breaking down. You're like, I can't do this.
I can't, man. Can't take the pressure, dude.
But
okay.
Now we know it's valid. We have the user, the username checks out, and now we know the password checks out. So all we got to do is send the username, or send back the user, I guess.
Are you guys hearing a dog in my thing?
Yes.
Oh, sorry.
You're all good. I'm surprised it picks it up on Discord.
Yeah.
I can't even cough in my mic. I literally can't cough into my microphone. Discord won't pick it up.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
You're good. It's once you kind of space out, it's not noticeable. I don't know about everybody else, but
I'm not bothered by it. I got a dog of my own. But one thing right now is we actually don't have the full user object. The user variable that we created on line 36 only has two properties on it, the email and the password, because that's what we specifically selected. We could add more, but it's kind of just easier to fetch the user again. So do like const user full user equals await user find one by, and we can just pass in the email. Kind of like what we were doing before, but again.
okay.
And this is going to be down past line 50.
All right. So past line 50. So const full user, you think is a good name? Const.
I mean, this code right here is pretty much following like what I have in my template verbatim. So, and we do like await user dot find one by.
Dot find one. Find one by or just find one?
Find one by.
Find one by.
We have no need to specify any of the extra options, only the where part. So that's why we can just use find one by.
Okay.
And we just pass in the email.
Oh, I made an object, so just email.
Oh no, it does need to be an object.
Okay. All right.
Otherwise, it wouldn't be sure what column to search for. It uses that property name to distinguish the column. So now all we have to do is res.send full user. Oh, and set the session. So we got to do res session, and I'm not sure how the express session.
You can
really
hear
works.
the dog too. Welcome,
So,
Kimio.
let's learn together.
You thank you for the follow. I saw your name the other day. I think you
very easy
followed,
with
so
TypeScript.
appreciate it. And welcome. I'm sorry, I was talking to my one chatter.
What are you talking about? I got 6 people in there.
Hell yeah, dude. All right. Can you repeat?
8 at 10.
Yeah, it was doing good, man.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. But we need to set the user in the session, and then we need to send the user back to the browser. So I'm not sure how the express session works, so we'll learn together with type in res.session. So we can look at all the properties on that item.
Session.
What's good? And hit Control Space.
Oh, I might not have it installed. The express.sessions.
No, you should. We set it up before, didn't we? Just scroll up.
Perhaps.
Yeah, it's right
Yeah, I
there.
did.
Line 20.
Oh.
Yeah, we
Oh.
set it up right there.
Oh.
Hover
Oh,
over.
this thing. That's what I was talking about earlier with you about, like,
Yeah.
I don't even remember what this
Yeah.
is for.
Yeah, it's for the sessions. It's how we
Oh,
keep the
Lord.
user authenticated after they logged in. But scroll down.
I need Tux to help me get through this.
Oh, little tuxie.
Yeah, I got me a little Tux, dude. Sits on my desk with me, helps me figure out problems.
Hover over session real quick. Oh, it's requests. So REQ instead of S. Now hover over session. Great, it has its type. So do the session dot to see all the interface or all the properties. Save. Okay. So I think how this works is you're going to do like request.session.user equals full user. And we're going to have an error, and that's okay for right now. We'll fix it in a moment. We have to tell the express session package about our property. Then drop down and do await request.session.save.
Wait. What was it? I'm sorry.
Request.session.save.
Save.
Yeah. I'm not sure if this is going to work, but they don't have like a set function on that session object, so I don't know. Now just update line 54 to send back the full user.
Full user.
Yeah, and just go ahead and remove the rest of that. Send back the whole object. And the question mark. You're not questioning it anymore. It's good. And hit save, and that error is going to be there, but it's just the type error. It's not an actual code error. So go test out your login page. See if it works.
Thank you, bro. Yes, I
Oh,
followed
is it
you
not
the
going to
other
let us
day.
continue without
Seen you on
fixing that?
LinkedIn too. Very
Fine,
cool. You're
whatever.
streaming your learning. Yeah. I think it helps me learn.
So let's go back to the code.
You could do it nullish question mark period.
Ari, what's up, dude?
What was it complaining about? Wasn't it complaining about line 52?
Property user does not exist on type session.
Is that type session data? Okay, that's fine. Great. So go back to the code, and we have to do a declare statement at the top of it. So scroll all the way up.
Oh no.
Now, right at line 7,
Okay.
insert some spaces. Give yourself like a line between each two.
I go for 6.
Now what we're about to write is a TypeScript only thing, and it's only because we have to tell the express session package about the property we're adding to the session. So we're going to do declare module, and then in quotes do express session.
Express tag session like that. Dash.
Yes.
All right.
It has to match the package
Import.
name exactly.
Okay.
No import. Now afterwards, we're going to do the curly brackets.
Oh my god.
And we're going to type out interface session data and then curly brackets again. And put yourself on a new line. Give yourself some space. Treat this like a function, kind of.
Interface
Session data.
as one.
And no. Interface is the keyword that it defines the type, and then session data needs to be written in Pascal. So session needs to be capitalized too.
No. Oh my god. Data. What's up, Arth? How you doing, man?
And then brackets.
Oh, I'm hanging in there, man. I'm pretty swamped.
Yeah, I am too.
Now
I'm not even getting paid. Okay.
Now interfaces are kind of like objects, and we're going to be describing a property on the object. So break down to the next line and do user : any. See if this fixes the issue first off. Great, that did fix the issue. So now instead of any, set it to user, the class user. Great. Now what's the issue?
I have no clue. I
Yeah,
have a lot
scroll
of them,
down.
though.
Hover over that. Ah, okay. So here. Oh wait.
I like how you look. Like I scrolled down, I hovered over it, and it took you like 1 second to see all of this text and be like, I know what the problem is.
Well, I always look at the exact same thing. That part that says type X Y is not assignable to type,
Where the hell is that
ZX. That's all I have to read to know exactly what's going on.
Where are you looking? Type XY.
Do you see where it says view problem?
Like 3 sections and the third section.
Oh yeah, sorry. It actually says type user or null is not assignable to type user or undefined. I was using X and Y because it could say anything. But that's all you have to look for.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. As soon as you see that, you know. So the issue. Can you tell me what the issue is?
Yes. No, no, I don't know what's going on, dude. Type user. So that's my class. It
That's what you're getting it.
Say again.
That's what you're giving it.
Right.
And the other side is what it's expecting. What is the difference between those two?
Rather than null, it's expecting undefined.
Exactly. That's the entire issue. Now, we can fix this easily by updating line 54, I think. Sorry, line 57. Instead of find one by, find one or fail by.
So await user dot find one
or fail.
Oh my god.
By.
Bye. All right.
Yeah. Okay, maybe it's find one by or fail. This whole part of it is new to TypeRM, so it tricks me up sometimes. Yeah, it's find one by or fail. So now TypeRM is going to throw an error if it doesn't find that user. We don't really need to like catch it or anything because we already know that user exists because line 42, if we got this far, it exists.
Mm-hmm.
But now the type of full user, if you hover over it, it's now just user. It's no longer user or null. And we're no longer getting an error either.
Welcome to the part of TypeScript that the critics of TypeScript say, okay, you end up kind of writing code to avoid the problems of TypeScript and not to solve the problem you're solving.
Yeah, this is
I guess that's not really part of TypeScript, but rather the or fail part, because TypeRM will throw an error if the user doesn't exist, which is why it's no longer null.
But I mean, like, in the end, either of them would work, but TypeScript would only accept one of them. But
it wouldn't really work because it could possibly be null, because it wasn't going to throw if the user exists, meaning full user could possibly be null.
No, yeah, I get it. But what I'm saying is kind of using TypeScript, the critics point out that using TypeScript tends to...
I don't know. Oh, I'm not gonna lie to you, chat. I don't know what the hell is going on. I had it for a little bit earlier, but now not so much. So, yep. But it's nice to be in a chat with some people.
Which is a nightmare because you usually forget.
I think I'm learning some stuff today. I don't know. I have to after the stream. I have to like sit down and think about what I learned.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, I'm sorry. I deafened myself for a moment.
You're good.
Okay. So what's next?
I think save the file and test your login page.
All right. Oh man.
I'm excited, but
Okay,
not excited enough to not walk away. I'll be back.
Yeah, yeah. So without a password. Okay, so then the password was, I think password was the password. Oh Lord, hold on. It's a process for sure. Yeah, it really, really is. I don't remember when I made this password for this account. I should probably just make a new one real quick. We can make one together. So, hey, Cry, are you still there? Or are you gone too? Or Arth? Or anybody? So if I were to use a service, that service would pretty much help me avoid all of these steps, right? Essentially,
Which ones?
Depending on what kind of
like a
well service.
Superbase, I think has like authentication stuff, or Auth0 I heard about. I don't really know, but
You probably have enough services at the moment.
no, I was just curious if this would
I
avoid.
think you would still need a backend for any of those, right? Because you
Oh,
wouldn't want to expose either of those to the
yes and
browser
no.
directly.
Okay, let's think about
Right.
um hello.
But I mean, it would cut down like Superbase, for example. You wouldn't have to like do the password validation or anything like that.
Mm-hmm. Hello world at email.com.
Once again, sorry for the barking.
It's how they got a little tiny little dog. Tiny little dog. Password is just gonna be password.
For what you really want, usually what you would do is just use a
Uh-oh.
library. If you don't want to like do it manually, there are libraries that already do like user authentication,
metric.
permissions, that kind of stuff.
Oh, right,
Yeah.
right. It has to be a certain format. I forgot about that.
Yeah, that's a good way to put that.
A library. Oh, God, this. Please, if it doesn't work after this, I'm gonna be pretty annoyed. Okay. So we have hello world at email.com, exclamation mark, password 1234. Everybody remember that password for me, because I'm gonna forget by the time we get over to the next page, please.
It was John Doe.
You know, that you said that I already forgot what it actually was.
It was exclamation point password 123.
Okay. Email was
You didn't ask us to remember their email.
shit. I think it was
The password is
hello world.
exclamation password 1234. Oh, the user.
The email was hello world.
You could check
at
the
email.
database for the email.
Yeah, I think I got that one, but password was the one I was worried about. Password.
And
Capital
password is
P.
capitalized.
Yeah. Thank you everybody for helping me with my bad memory. It took 2 seconds for me to forget what the hell I just did.
Look at that. You got the
Okay.
user back.
Yeah.
Yeah, it completely worked. Try typing in a wrong password.
Let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Get an error.
Got an error 401 invalid. And the error message popped up.
Dang. Nice.
Look at that. You got yourself an oiled engine.
Yeah, but no wheels.
Oh, by the way, if you want to like the browser to automatically save that kind of stuff, if you name the input with the right names, the
I
right
think you gotta add
proper.
the autocomplete property.
Not necessarily. Like, if they are name and password, like the name tag,
Mhm.
and then the tag you set the property of name to name, or to email, and password to password. It will like ask,
Bad bank
like the
app.
browser will ask,
Hello,
should I remember this?
Ackerman. Akarimon.
Yeah. It would also probably be good to set the type on your password input to password.
Yeah.
So it doesn't show the password.
Yeah, I left it as is because for my memory, because I would forget when I type. So that's why it is what it is right now. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
working
it's
on a
just
crappy little banking
ain't
app,
nothing.
but you know we're getting there. We're getting there. Welcome to the
You could
chat.
code up a real quick eye toggle, a little button beside it to toggle that property on or off. If you
Oh,
wanted to
yeah.
implement that, yeah.
Oh yeah.
So I would, but for that I would need like the password property or the like for the password itself, so it hides it off rip basically, and then the toggle could be there to show as well.
Right, yeah. And since
Okay.
you're in React, that would be pretty easy to do.
I don't know, Art.
Yeah.
A lot of the stuff that I've done today apparently is pretty easy to do, and you've seen my struggle, so.
Hey, you're just getting started. That's all.
Yeah,
Yeah, and don't worry. Like, struggling is part of programming.
Yeah,
just
I
it's
mean, I
just
didn't really like I didn't get into the industry till like 2 years ago. I spent the rest of the time learning. I've been doing this for 11 years now.
goddamn.
Yeah.
Oh God, you're
Yeah, I think when I first started, I didn't really have any help, and the amount of rage that I would produce was unreal.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
if I can give you any advice when you feel that rage starting to build up,
I felt it
just
earlier.
don't worry too much. You have to kind of learn how to dismiss it, or you'll drive yourself insane. And
Oh, you
just
can
Yeah,
you can ask Jimmy. I was doing a leak code, one of those leak code questions
yeah,
earlier, and it was making me mad. There was all sorts of things that was
yeah.
upset at me about
I
that
start
thing.
getting upset when I don't quite like, especially if somebody's trying to help me and they're taking their time out to help me, and I'm not getting what the fuck they're talking about. I start getting a little angry at myself then. So
Yeah.
it definitely does happen, but I appreciate
Well,
the helpful like the words of encouragement from you guys.
yeah.
yeah, and I just like Jesus. I had a moment like that last night I was doing a Code Wars, and it was
Oh my god.
for mutable primes.
Uh,
Uh, it was ridiculous. Even solving it, the performance was awful, so I had to go rewrite it. But I got so rageful. It's just like, it's part of me. I think we have that in common, and it's just it's good to know when to not take it so seriously and just kind of take a step back
Yeah.
and and relax a bit.
I appreciate
And
that,
one
y'all.
thing
Yeah.
And one thing with programming is it's just it's like a very abstract thing. I don't think there's really like much else in this world that can really
yeah.
compare to writing lines of code because of how abstract it is in thought. Like you're not doing anything but writing these words and you're making these things happen on the screen somehow. It's just
Yeah.
it can be confusing.
Yeah, tell me about it. The last 2 hours, you guys been helping me. I'm just looking at it like, well, I kind of get parts of it, and then there's other parts. I'm like, wait, I'm passing in an object to X, Y, and Z, but I definitely I don't get to the point where it's like, ah, fuck it, I don't want to learn it anymore. It's just it gets a little annoying at first. So I
Hey,
appreciate y'all's words for that stuff.
and another thing I gotta say is, I mean, you took on TypeScript like what the other day, and now your entire
Yesterday.
code base, yeah, entire code base is now TypeScript, and you're doing good.
Thank you,
Ain't no
thank you.
issue. Picked up on it quickly.
And
Oh boy.
like, don't
I
even like.
don't
Go ahead.
I don't think you need the await on line 59.
59. Wait. I mean, I
Check
could.
out the function signature of save by hovering over it.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
did.
apparently not.
And y'all are able. Okay, so a learning moment for me. Arf says he doesn't think I need to wait. Y'all looked at this and were able to determine that's the case, or that is true, what he
No, but
said.
muscle memory, man. Like you get used to, okay, where is the parentheses? Where is the dots? What is the return signature?
Yeah,
That's it.
that's all you gotta look at is the return signature, the very end of that function signature.
Which where it says sessions dot session data, that part.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, basically. It's
Yeah.
whatever's past that colon. So you got the function parentheses, and you got that colon. Anything after that colon is the type of the return. It's got that ampersand because it's both of those objects combined.
So
That yeah.
for example, one that needed an await, um, that I had to have a wait, like up here, would have something different. So await dot app data source.
Yeah, just look at the function signature of initialize. What's the return type?
Promise. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm getting it,
The
y'all. I'm
moment you
getting
see
it.
promise, you know it's got to be awaited, or then in catch, whichever you want to
Oh
use.
Lord.
Yeah, you have to remember if JavaScript sees a promise, it just keeps on going before the promise is resolved. It's why your functions async, is so you can say, hold on a moment, you know.
Hmm.
Yeah, don't
But
go past this line until we finish.
yeah, but there was a hint to tell you that you did not need that await. If you go back down, what was it on line 59?
30. Oh, yeah, 59.
Yeah, there's a small hint telling us that save is a promise or
Those
returns a promise.
three dots under await.
Yeah, there's three little dots there under the A. It's giving you a little hint. Yeah, await has no effect on this expression, and that's because it's a promise. And
I've never seen
promises.
that.
Yeah.
I've seen those dots before, but I didn't know that's what. Okay, so this isn't needed. Well, thanks, man. I'm learning so much today. Uh-oh.
One thing I would tell you about like learning things in programming is don't ever compare yourself with other people.
Oh hell, no! I definitely do not.
Everyone says like because everyone learns different. Not even that. Everyone
Hmm.
thinks different. Like they're in the same subject. Some stuff for you are gonna be super obvious,
Yeah.
and other people are like impossible to understand. Well, not impossible, but you get me, like really hard. Other stuff is gonna be the opposite. Like
Yeah.
some concepts don't really match with you, and like you have to grind them until they become
This is
second
gonna
nature.
be one I probably have to do like that. Like just keep working at it, cause.
That was hard for me. That was a hard one for me. That was a hard pill to swallow because it's such a natural thing to do whenever you first start learning is you can't help but compare yourself to other people because the deep question you usually have is, am I hireable? And you want to know. So you look at other people who are working and you're like, all right, dude, what does this guy have that I don't have? You know, what can this
Hmm.
guy do? And
That's
the
exactly that right there is exactly what kept me out of the industry until COVID hit. Before that, I was a pizza delivery boy, and I was really good at programming at the time, but I didn't have a college degree. And I thought that, and that mixed with the fact that I live in a rural area and there's no tech in the area, I just thought I was never actually going to break in.
Hmm.
And then I got into freelancing.
Hmm. Damn, dude.
Mm,
I I I think I do compare myself a little bit, but it's never to the point where I get to where I'm like I'm not good enough. It's more of just like, man, how are they getting it so fast or something, you know?
Years of experience.
Yeah, I think that's another thing about me is I fixate on things, and so I want to learn what it is, and if I'm not getting it, that's when the frustration kicks in. Uh, so
Yeah, that's the fun part about programming too. Is sometimes you just gotta let go and just let the things be magic.
yeah.
there's a certain
yeah,
point you'll reach where it's I don't know how to describe this. It's what you would call you know what you don't know, I guess. Where you finally realize everything that projects are kind of like the global scope of the project you're working in. Where okay, I understand all the technologies behind it, even if I'm not an expert in them. And it's difficult to reach that point. I don't know if I described that well.
Yeah, I think so. Just like, for instance, being comfortable with accepting a job for a programming language you don't know, but are comfortable because you have a good understanding of just programming in general, I guess.
Mhm.
for
That,
example, like go ahead.
Hmm. Oh, I wasn't gonna say anything. I probably just was clearing my throat. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Or for example, like things stack. So for example, you're learning this with Express, right?
Yep.
But for example, the response codes are universal. So even if you're learning something new for the backend, the response
What
codes are
happened?
going to be the same.
Huh?
Mhm.
How am I still talking?
Yeah.
My Discord is being weird. Sorry, guys. I'm going to disconnect.
Yep.
Uh,
Yeah.
I
Cry. How long have you been using? How long have you been using React?
uh 5 years.
Oh shit.
I'm not good at React, man. Like one thing is, look, I'm from a third world country, so
Uh-huh.
and I work up to this point. I'm right now looking work internationally.
Mhm.
Up to this point, I've only worked with national companies, and thing is, my country, like, people do things because they are popular. They don't really know what they want to do it. So, for example, when I learned React, I had to learn React and Angular and Vue at the same time, and have to work on projects in React, Angular, and Vue at the same time. No, not one project that uses three of them. That would be stupid. That I mean,
Yeah.
like different projects. And man, that is really, really bad because in the end, you need time working with something to get really good at it. And yeah, I think I've wasted a lot of time with that. I have broad of skills,
Mhm.
but I know I'm not really that good with React because I read the documentation. I've seen the other projects. I know that, oh yeah, I'm kind of faking it. But in the end, you have to work with what you know and what you are. You will work with people that maybe are better than you in whatever you're working with, and like be open to hear from them.
Yeah.
They're not the
Uh,
ultimate authority.
I love asking questions of people like when I mean all of you guys, mostly Arth and Jesus, but when Code I'll ask Code some questions, or you now or whoever's in the chat, if anybody has more knowledge, I'm not ashamed of like asking for help and shit. It's just I do want to understand. I don't want to just be like, I hate the feeling of just copying and pasting. So that's why I try to write these little comments and stuff in places in my code
You're
while
really
somebody's trying
good
to
at
help
that.
me. What's up?
I said you're really good at writing those comments.
Yeah, I try that way I can look back at it like why the hell is this here? Oh, this determines the characters and format of blah 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 blah. So
Look at that regex. Whoa.
yeah, yeah, dude. Uh, Regex 101 was the site we got this from.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, my monitor's just
regex101.com for all your regex needs.
yeah.
Yeah, don't feel bad about copying something like that.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
definitely not.
fuck regex. I'll let the NASA hackers handle the
Yeah.
regex. I'm good on
I,
that.
I love writing regex. I love it.
It's fun if you have a challenge, but just if you get stumped, it's just like, oh my god.
That's
And man,
true.
you want something that has been proven to work. Like
That's
sometimes
true
doing
too.
it yourself, it has no point if really what you want is something that is battle proof, like has already been used a lot and people have a lot of time to comment. Okay, this actually fails with this and this and this and this that you didn't consider when you created from zero. So like,
That's what I like
fine.
about open source and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Will say it does feel magical when you write regex that works and you throw it in your code, especially
Oh,
on a
yeah.
work project, because then you look like a badass because you wrote this alien language that only you can understand.
The wizard came in. He's got the regex for us.
Have you seen the meme of the steps to write for writing rejects?
No.
Like, first, like, open the code editor. Second, put your cat on the keyboard. Third, let it play there.
Yeah, just let it walk around.
That's what it looks like. Random characters,
Yeah.
dude. Oh
It
man.
amazes me it works. That's I think that's crazy. It's about as crazy as the brainfuck language.
Oh God.
I think I've heard it. I think I've. Hold on, I'm gonna pull that up on stream. I
Uh,
think
the,
that one, and
the
there's one
tag is
that's like made in like a recipe language or something. Like
There's also Arnold C that is written entirely Arnold Schwarzenegger quotes.
yeah, brain fuck language.
or ook, the language for monkeys.
Oh my
Like
god.
every statement is like variations in ook. So like ook with two K's, ook with two U's.
I can't-
There's a good there's a good challenge for this, Schoolie. I don't know if you're there yet. If you have you do Code Wars, right? I
I'm not
forget.
good at it, dude. Cause my solutions seem to just not be what they are wanting, and I try to figure it out, but I'm not good at them.
Yeah, if they get you down, maybe it's not a good tool, but it's a
Yeah,
really good tool for learning syntax. If you can, you
yeah.
yeah, you could probably start doing some of the easier ones.
I've done a couple of them, but some I'm just like, okay, I can do this, and I do it, and it's like that's not what we were expecting. We were expecting this, but got this, and I'm just like, well, it's the same thing.
And your expectations. How about that, Code Wars?
Yeah, it's a little annoying sometimes. But I like I want to continue to learn, so I'm not opposed to it. But it's just it does like kill my vibe when it's like, no, you're wrong, dude. But I'm like, well, I have the same answer you want, but I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah.
Actually, I like a lot HackerRank because it compares you, but if you want to, like it tells you, okay, like maybe 20% of people have answer that is faster or uses less memory or like tells you the general thing, and you can go into the specific answers and check what they did and why it's better. Like I like it a lot because you can study the code of other people, but you don't feel pressure to. Like if you just are like doing exercises and you don't really care if it's better at that point,
Hmm.
you can just do that.
I do like it for the syntax a lot. I also like it because it tempers my ego. Because I'll write something and I'll think it's really good, and I'll see somebody else's, like one liner that
Oh yeah, yeah, the
performs
one-liners are
faster than
great.
mine.
Yeah, that's I don't know. I'm not quite there yet, but I'd like to. Um, I'm gonna for you guys in the Discord, I'll be in here for a little bit longer, but for the stream, I'm gonna host somebody and then get up out of here. Um, so
All
let
right.
me, yeah. But for the Discord, if you guys want to still sit in here and shoot the shit, I'll be in here. Just give me 1 second. For anybody who stopped by, thank you for watching. It was an incredible learning experience for me. I learned a lot and also probably forgot a lot too. We're probably gonna host Open Signal since he dropped in earlier. So if you guys won't mind hanging out for just a couple seconds here, and let's host or raid, I think is what it's actually called, not host. Um, Stream manager. He's working on something too. I think he's using some in Angular. Take care. You as well. Thank you. And thank you for stopping by. Thank you for the follows, the raid from Vimic, all. It was a great stream, dude. For only 2 hours and 30 minutes or so. It was great. So y'all have a good one. Stay safe and enjoy your weekend if you can. Peace. Okay. All right. I'm kind of hungry too. Be nice to Open Signal. These cool people. Later, y'all.